Coming to you from an unmarked RV at an undisclosed location somewhere out on the open road, this is the Radically VTubular Podcast featuring your driver, Dan Tansky, Monster Hunter.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
And on my other side, we've got the bell in the shell whose vocabulary will absolutely send her to hell, Toluca Turtle.
Greetings, all.
And right in the middle, the VTuber Otter that totally fucked up the last take of this very podcast, Otter VT. Hello! How's everybody doing today? As if I haven't heard it from the previous round where I wasn't recording audio.
I'm good. I'm watching the road.
You should have heard what he said about me in the first introduction.
Yeah.
I had to pull over. They were fighting.
I may or may not be missing a few inches in my tail at this point. You know what? I deserved it.
Squirt gun. I had to get out the squirt gun.
In my defense, otters do not have fully operational thumbs. So, not that thumbs are particularly useful in typing, but I still gonna go ahead and use that as an excuse. Anywho, this is episode possibly 7 or possibly 8. We're not really sure. The RV podcast, and today we are talking about various things that affect the small VTubing circle that we happen to inhabit. So at the beginning, I'm gonna have Dan retell the story that he already told once, just for the sake of posterity. So Dan, take us away.
All right, so this is the new bit of huckstery and scamming that's going on. So last Friday, I was chilling with a fine group of friends, and unexpectedly, because I am teeny, I don't normally have moderators, but in fact I had two. So here's what happened. One person came in and they subscribed. I'm like, hey, thank you for subscribing. It's always nice because I'm teeny. Then another person comes in and they donated $50, which was like, oh my God, it's a big deal. So I was on cloud 9. Here it comes. Then here it comes. Then the guy who donated said, hey, I am a part of a small German VTuber agency, and we'd like you to do... And I'm like, okay, you're banned. This is a scam. You're banned. What I didn't know is they were a tag team. So the second guy who subscribed started yelling at me to how dare I do that, because they had given me money. Because I guess that's all it takes, right? I bought you a pizza. Why don't you want to see my dick?
Well, hold on.
Anyway,
was there a pizza involved?
Yeah, you didn't tell us about pizza.
Never mind. That's the classic. That's the classic. Hey, I got you dinner, so why aren't we gonna get laid? No, it doesn't work like that. So I probably banned that guy. So my two mods and myself, it was honestly, it was quite awkward, because we were like, we've never seen anything like that before. It was a tag team scam. So I don't know if you guys have seen anything like that or you want to comment on it, but it was fucked up, man. I'm gonna be quite honest. It put a weird damper on Friday's stream. It was fucked up.
So yeah, it's hard for us to recreate the amount of surprise that we held the first time that we heard the story, but it is a peculiar thing. And one of the questions that I had that you did answer last time, but just again for sake of posterity, was the $50 was charged back. So
yes.
Yes. I didn't get to say this last time around, so I'm kind of glad that we're back on the topic. But keep an eye on that, because sometimes you get penalized for chargebacks.
Even if I don't touch it, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll keep watching. But I knew that night. I mean, I don't know anybody in their right mind who would have taken that money.
Well, yeah, no.
Please, for God's sake, don't touch it.
Yeah, don't take the cheese
there.
rat.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, and we were talking about
poison.
We were talking about before too. They had come in. You had said that they, were like scoping you out for this VTuber agency, and it's like it had all the hallmarks, because they talked about like the VTuber agency, which, like I said, a lot of VTubers, they are at least, let's say, enamored with the idea, even if they would never join a VTubing agency, of a VTubing agency. Otter brought up before that Shy Lily is from Germany.
I believe, anyway.
And they were heaping praise on me, and like I said before, if Look, man, it is there's proof. There's scientific proof. If you are in a very good mood, you make less rational decisions.
Hmm.
So, yeah, the trap was set and thankfully not sprung because I'm a bitter old man.
Yeah, because they had you all buttered up.
Yeah, they
They
really did,
mentioned the
man.
VTuber agency. They gave you money. It's
Hmm.
like they had all these hallmarks where they wanted to get you very emotionally invested from the jump.
And
Now,
again, much like a bad date, things got ugly when I said no.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm
things,
curious what
things
the
got
next
ugly
step
when I wanted to
was.
ride home and no kiss.
I am curious as to what the next step would be. I'm thinking that's when they start asking for personal information,
I never
or
got him that. We never
well,
got
yeah,
that far,
yeah,
man.
obviously
I know.
because
Yeah, I
you're
am very
smart enough,
curious
but
too, but we never got that far, man.
yeah,
The minute
Yeah,
there
because
was a
what's
whole
the end game?
text.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the
that's
whole
exactly
text
it.
was there. And you know what? I bet it was access to my Discord or something,
Hmm.
which honestly isn't that hard, but I don't know. Yeah, for me to sign some contract, good luck with that, assholes.
Well, I think
Or
it would have
doing
been,
something, yeah.
send us X amount of money and we'll get you a custom VTuber model made, blah blah blah,
Yep, or
I, or
guaranteed
something like
viewers
that.
or something, guaranteed
Oh
followers,
yeah,
that classic.
or pay for
Yeah.
an audition or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
But
it's
yeah,
the old
fuck
Nigerian
you.
prince. Send me $50. That way I can send you a check for the
Yeah,
amount.
yeah,
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 after
yeah, yeah.
6 years you can cash it and like blah blah blah.
I remember I saw earlier on, I saw an actual bad attempt at money laundering, and I can't remember who it was.
In
I don't
VTubing?
want to drop any name. Yeah, in VTubing, because basically they were talking about how this person said, "Hey, we're an agency. Here's our proposition. We're going to give you like 7,000 bits, and you give us back 5." And
Mm-hmm.
yes, that is money laundering.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
not. There's
That
something
is
wrong
money
there.
yeah,
laundering,
that's sus
and it's
AF.
bad. It's bad money laundering at that.
Okay, so I've never had that scam, but I have had people come into my room before and talk to me about how they've seen all my stuff and how they're a fan. And I am on such the small end of YouTubing where if I don't recognize anything you're saying or any part of your name, either you changed your name or you've not been around my stuff. Or you're like literally always a lurker watching from the shadows, which if so, that's great. But if you're a lurker, you don't generally come out and go like, I've seen everything you've done. I love your model. I love your comedy. And now here's what I want from you.
Mm.
That's not
Mm-hmm.
usually what lurkers do. So anytime someone like comes into your room that you've never seen before, unless you're so big that you can't possibly keep up with the names,
Which
if
And
we're
they
that ain't
start
not.
us.
like, yeah,
That ain't
heaping,
us.
yeah, right. If they start heaping on praise and this, that, and the other, but they still keep it very generic,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
you know you probably have like somebody coming in to like try to scam you out of a commission or money or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the sad thing is, I mean, we're all human beings. Praise is a wonderful thing. And if it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. I mean,
Well, that's what I was gonna
I was
say.
on cloud 9 for a while until it all crashed down. And like I said, oh,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
assholes.
So but if they had gotten a hold of a young, impressionable, not yet jaded individual who
A young Dan, yes, it would have
stars
been
in their eyes,
yes,
you
it
know
would have
that.
been absolutely different and
Yeah.
to my
Yep.
detriment. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Unfortunately for that particular situation, for them, we're a handful of old bastards. Not
Mm-hmm.
we've been taken advantage of too many times in our lives. We're not falling for your bullshit.
That's true.
You know, and they're probably going for like little VTubers
Yep.
because there are a lot of people who do struggle to climb up to any notoriety at
Yep.
all. So you have a lot of people who've been maybe doing this year, and like if they have 5 people, that's a great day for them in their chat. So
Great day for me.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
actually trying to prey upon people who have not yet had something go viral or haven't had like opportunities for sponsorships or whatever of their own. So
I always wonder, do you guys know? And honestly, I do not know. How did they actually find us? Is it just completely by random, or how do they pick their prey? How do they pick their
Well,
targets?
I'm
I'm
not
very
sure.
curious about that.
I mean, I know I post going live every time, so if anybody, the handful of people that actually like me, which it's few and far between, but they happen to share it and they have a bot person following them, then that bot activates the neurons and blah blah blah. So I think that's a part of it. And I mean, there could also just be the good old-fashioned trolling on Twitch. You're just going through, you type in VTuber, and Dan, your name starts with a D. You're near the top of the alphabet.
That's true. Well, one of the things I was thinking about is I put down small VTuber.
Oh, yep,
so
that would do it too.
I think maybe a keyword would do
Interesting.
it too. Yeah, I wonder about that. Yeah, one of my tags is small VTuber. So I mean that's why I asked, because I'm like, I wonder if it's that. I wonder if it's that, or they're just searching keywords. Like small streamer, which I know is there. So
you
yeah,
got do you got mental health in your thing?
100%.
Yeah,
Dude.
so
Yeah,
that's another one that they look.
I'm crazy as a loon, of course.
Well, and no hate towards anybody, but a lot of people that use the mental health tag are vulnerable to some degree.
Oh, 100%. No, I won't argue that at all. Rather than how the trope of movies and the media portrays mentally ill people, by far they are the victims of crime and everything else, rather than the perpetrators. So yes, it happens a lot. Yes, that may be it too. Yeah, I absolutely put that there. Yeah,
I didn't think about that, but I think that I'm disabled in my tags. So
Boom.
maybe, maybe they look for that and think maybe someone with an intellectual disability, or maybe someone who has like a mental illness, who doesn't have a lot of self-confidence, or what have you.
Yeah.
See,
absolutely.
whereas
You know what?
I
That's
don't.
probably it.
Yeah.
It's probably by these keywords.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of those, but I use very, very few. My tags are literally VTuber, Oddter, VTuber EN. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that.
Well, let me take
Dad life, dad
this
jokes.
One here says, this one here
English.
says F off, so they probably they probably wouldn't stick around.
I should put "fuck you, Reginald" into my tag. See what happens. I don't know where the name Reginald came from.
Who cares?
I feel bad because one of the folks that was on my stream at one point, his name is Reggie, and he like. I just, as a random joke, I just said, "Fuck you, Reginald," about something. I don't remember. He's like, "What did I do?" And I'm like, No, not you. Not you. You're Reggie, not Reginald. Reginald knows what he did. You're okay, Reggie. He's like, "Oh, I thought I was a good guest." I'm like, "You were fine, Reggie. I'm so sorry. It wasn't about you. It's about Reginald." Damn it, Reginald strikes again.
I love that, man. That's awesome. Holy shit, that's awesome.
You step in it a lot.
I do. I really do. I got big feet and a bigger mouth, and I do put my foot right into it all the time. And 9 times out of 10, it's not even like I'm not even trying to be mean to anybody. It's just unfortunate, and because I'm autistic or some shit. I don't know, man.
I don't know. But it seems like almost every episode
it really
I hear
does.
a new story of something happening where you piss someone off. Or...
I didn't mean to, I swear.
That's great.
I'm actually trying to be nice to most people, except for Reginald.
That's great. That's great.
Oh, Lord.
You just make up a name and all of a
yes!
sudden somebody comes into your chat. Well, no, I mean, like, let's say you just make up a name, like just some weird random letters, and then somebody will come in within 2 weeks and have that name.
For
like,
real,
out of nowhere.
Well, I get nervous, like I randomly threw out the name Frank the other day, and I'm like, oh shit, if anybody named Frank shows up, it's gonna be really unfortunate. Or like during a Halloween episode, I just started calling one of the monsters George for no reason. I don't know why. Fortunately, I have not yet offended anybody named Frank or George in reality, but Reginald, exactly. Anywho, enough about me. Let's talk about you. So any other topics we want to touch on for the whole scam thing, other than be careful out there, folks?
Well, you had one. Tell the bot thing. I loved your response to it.
Oh, my primary go-to response if I'm feeling particularly squirrely, if I know right away that somebody's a bot, like there are signs. There are always signs. There's sometimes it's 50-50, but other times you're like, yeah, this is absolutely a bot. I will head them off at the pass. They'll be like, hi, can I ask you something? Oh, sure, but first I gotta tell you, I have this fantastic deal on art, panels, and all these wonderful things. I'm running a fantastic sale right now. They're like, oh, like if it's a bot, I instantly just get blocked. If it's an actual person just trying to pander, they're like, well, actually, I happen to be an artist. And I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. So you can understand the importance of these things. So you know what the great value I'm going to be offering. And it's always 60% off.
Yep. 60% off, baby.
Always. I don't know why they chose that number. It's always, oh, we're running a special 60% off sale. Always 60%.
Do you guys get the ones? Now, again, like I said, I am shadow banned there. But do you guys get the ones that like become real aggressive? And I'm
Oh
like,
God,
dude,
yes.
I don't.
Yes.
Do you? How? In what world is this going to work for you?
So
Like, is it that's the frustration bleeding through? Where I'm like, dude, this ain't working.
I will
This
tell
ain't
you. I
working
will
for
tell
ya.
you a tale of a fresh-faced, not so fresh-faced otter on the VTubing scene. I
No.
had just made my VTuber account. Like I was just trying to find my footing. I did a stream just at random, middle of nowhere. Got murdered in Ark immediately on stream. Was the very first thing that happened in my streaming career.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awful. Fucking wasps in Ark.
First murder.
Literally, I load up the game like I'm streaming on YouTube to nobody, thankfully. But I load up the game. Ark is not a forgiving game. And I look to the left. I
Neither
look.
is Rust.
Yeah, I look
Those
to
are
the
games
left.
you don't go on.
I look to the right, and a wasp just flies over and murks me. First thing that happened. So, anyways, so that was my very first stream. But anyway, so and then I get one of those messages. Oh, hi, I love your design. They did not love my design. It was hand drawn by me. It was a bottom heavy otter with a top hat. Like my aunt, I love my aunt. She says she still prefers my old model, but I was not. I was middle school photo levels of ugly. It was rough. Um, anyways, oh, I love your motto. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm trying to have a full conversation. This is definitely a person, either a bot or just a commission scammer. And they are, and I feel like I'm not familiar. I'm not as jaded in this particular sense yet.
No, this is while you're streaming, or
No.
off?
This is via social media. I think
Okay,
it was
okay.
yeah, I think it was I think I was on Instagram at first. And like there's like, oh well, I'm really struggling, and I actually started feeling bad because they were giving me that usual, oh actually I'm a struggling artist and I'm just trying to blah 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 blah. You know, the usual thing. So I did feel guilty, just be like, I can't spend money on this right now. Like I only just had my first stream. It sucked. Uh, like I don't know what's going on. What like I'm so sorry I can't. And they're like, well, if you ever can you just think give me a shout out? And I'm like, well, I don't want to. uh,
I'd really rather not.
and they're like, hi Bean.
And that was the reaction right
Yeah,
there.
that's your shout out,
Hi
though.
Princess.
Yeah, that was a shout out.
Yeah, but when she starts turning, maybe that'll be a redeem in the future. I'll ask her to say somebody's name if they give enough points.
Nice.
Top
nice.
hats. Yeah, she has brought us a Brachiosaurus, by the way.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Anywho, yeah. So like I actually genuinely, this is my first experience with one of those art scammers. I felt genuinely bad not like buying anything, and the kicker is that later on in my time, they actually recontacted me like, would you like to buy something now? And I'm like long pause, and I'm like, no, I would not. Block.
Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
I actually hate saying no to people. So every time they come in with a sob story, and I feel so bad, like I can barely make ends meet, and I know it's rough out there for everyone. And one time, somebody was like, I'm a cancer survivor. I'm like, oh, really? Me too. Like, and then I started talking to them about like, oh my goodness, what did you have to go through? And they're like, I don't really feel comfortable talking about that. I'm like, but you feel comfortable enough telling a stranger flat out, hi, would you like to buy something from me? I'm a cancer survivor. And so I'm like, oh, did you get chemo? What cocktail were you on? And I'm like asking all these questions, but I don't really feel comfortable talking about all this, and not even the kind of cancer you had. Oh, I think it was. Wait, you think it was? Like, as an actual cancer survivor, I'm pretty
I
fucking
know where
sure.
it was.
Yeah, I definitely can, like, with mine. I can tell you the grade, I can tell you the stage, I can show you the pictures.
I
They
named
had
it
pictures from when
Lawrence.
they found it, yeah. Like,
No
I
shit,
could tell you everything. I could tell you my doctors, my hospitals, everything.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
what a medic I was on so that I wouldn't vomit during chemo. So I can tell you everything, and you think it was a certain type of cancer? Oh,
Man,
okay then. Have a good time scamming someone else.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
you guys.
Not
like I said, ex-attorney, ex-prosecutor, I got no problem saying no.
yeah. Now let me ask you this, Toluca. Who blocked who faster in that scenario?
There you go. Yeah.
It was them that blocked me because I'm just like, oh, I love talking to other cancer survivors. Just about our
You've activated my trap card.
Yeah, basically.
Actual cancer.
Yeah. I find it odd because I had an ex-friend in high school who had a friend who went through cancer, and when she found out I was going through cancer, she actually asked me like all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
that's usually what happens, right?
Yeah, I'm like, you haven't talked to me in a while. Like, I didn't understand where it came from, but it's like at the same time, it just, when you really want to see what's going on with someone, if someone's really going through cancer, they will definitely have details for you.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a pro tip.
Shit. Yes.
Yep.
I can't stand those people. I can't stand. That's even
yeah.
The worst
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
That shit. Yeah.
Like it's bad enough. Oh, I'm having a rough time, but to go that far into it, it's like no, you are going to. I don't believe in hell, but you're going there nonetheless.
Yeah, you're going. Have fun.
Yeah, I hate that they use that kind of thing. I've also had I'm a young single mother and I have a disabled child.
Oh,
I've had that one happen too.
My ex-husband backed over the dog.
The questions I'm going to answer. Oh, what's their disability?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is their mobility like? Because as someone who's disabled, I know you're not supposed to ask other people about this kind of stuff, but if they're going to use
if they start it
for clout, they started it.
They've effectively, quote unquote, opened the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm going to walk into that bitch and then I'm going to tear out half the wall while I go. Prove it.
Turtle hoof coming through the door. Here's Toluca.
I am Turtle Pope.
Turtle Pope.
Yeah, big shell.
Yep, I am Turtle Pope. Let me know. I'm renovating your house right now.
Nice. That's fucking epic. Oh my god.
So to bring it back away from cancer for now, another strategy is to start offering payment in ludicrous ways. One of my most favorite ones was I was playing Animal Crossing at the time, so it was turnips. I offered to pay them in turnips.
That's amazing.
I like that.
They're like, oh, I was like, oh, so yeah, tell me more, and they kept going on, and I'm like, okay, how do you accept payment? And they're like, oh, PayPal, Venmo, blah blah blah. Like, what about turnips? What? I have a surplus of turnips. I could definitely pay you in turnips. They are going to be worth something fantastic by Sunday. Let me tell you that for free. No, not turnips. I'm like, okay. I usually don't do this, but you sound like a nice person. I have some premium radishes. They can be yours.
That's fucking epic, dude. I love that.
One of my favorites is they just send the frowny face, and that's the last thing I hear from them.
Nice.
I give you goat!
Not a true gamer. Not a true gamer right there. They don't take those radishes.
God, that's awesome. Oh my god, that's great.
The key thing is, if you don't know what you're saying, then they don't know how to respond to you.
Yes, 100%.
That's
100%.
valid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that was tremendous. That's fucking tremendous.
Thank you. Feel free to use that one, folks. The radishes
But
shall
yeah,
block out the sun.
they use whatever story, whatever means of buttering you up they can to get you to lower your guard and then ask you to commission them or ask you to give something a look or a shout out or whatever.
Yeah,
Always be careful. You don't know what you're giving access to. You,
absolutely.
yeah, just be very, very careful out there. They're trying something new every day. Got to be on your toes.
Yeah, no kidding, man. 100% true. Yeah, let's see what next comes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
getting funky.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, damn it!
What's
I had.
next on the old line? What's next?
Yeah,
Should we spin the wheel?
I lost track of what I was gonna say. I had something and then it just went gone. Uh,
I think it's no mystery that a lot of creative arts and stuff, they're all rife with scammers.
mhm.
Jesus, novel writing, Toluca and I could probably tell tons of stories about
Oh,
that.
yeah, definitely.
Poetry, anything that somebody's like puts their real heart and soul into, there's going to be an asshole in the back, and I'm going to say it, just waiting to grift on you and waiting
Absolutely.
to use your dreams against you. So yeah, you got to
Well,
watch it.
and that's
You
the other
really do.
thing specifically about VTubing is that there's so many young VTubers,
Yeah,
and
dude.
they are. I don't want to say they're suckers, but they can be suckers.
Innocent, naive.
Okay,
Optimistic.
fine.
Yes, yes.
Fine, put a
It's not
positive
so
PR spin on it.
Incredibly
yes,
optimistic.
yes, not as jaded and
Naive,
yes, as angry as
vulnerable.
we are. Yes, vulnerable. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. When the
Uh,
world has done as much to you as it has us, we usually
Mm.
come through everything with a cynical eye. But also, Dan brought up Seribot.
Oh,
mm-hmm,
yes, yes.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How did you
Yes.
spell it again, Dan, for the viewers at home?
SERY_BOT, all one word. And
And what
a
does this
bunch
do
of
again?
folks use it. It blocks bots. It blocks like
Say that 10 times
being
fast.
raided by bots and stuff. It's very good. And basically, what you do is just go to. They have it. It's got a thing on Twitch. And you just go there and follow the instructions, and you're golden. It's really easy. It's really easy.
Now, knock on wood. I haven't gotten bot rated. I've got bots popping up in my chat a few times. Which I've started keeping my Twitch window open. I didn't used to, but I keep it open because you cannot go through the Twitch extension on OBS to banhammer them, which is
I
dumb.
know people who've gotten it. Normally, they have well, the sad state of affairs is they have trans in their thing, or LGBTQ plus or LGBTQ plus friend. Those seem to be the big keywords for the giant bot raids because
Mm,
assholes.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, rather than spin the wheel, since we're kind of already tangentially on the subject, let's talk rating.
Okay, yeah. Go for
So,
it. Because this
so
one is new for me.
Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't know, and I feel like a lot of our listeners would know, but let's just get level the playing field. Rating is when you're ending your stream and you're like, okay, folks that are watching me, I'm gonna be done, but why don't you go and like there's a thing on Twitch that you can just send them directly to another streamer on Twitch. And some people do it if they're, like, oh, I'm playing just Zelda, and you see somebody else that's playing Zelda. You're like, okay, well, I'm done playing Zelda for tonight, but if you want to keep watching Zelda, here's some more Zelda. How many times can I say Zelda in one sentence?
Carry on.
Or like in my case, if I see one of my buddies is streaming, I'll just be like, "Hey, I've got to go put the bean to bed. She's tearing up the house because she's overtired. But here's somebody I know is cool. I'm gonna send you over there." And then there's the dark side. Um, but we'll get into that. So let me ask. We kind of briefly talked about it before stream, but or before recording. But for the sake of the video, the whatever this is, recording video, I don't know. So Toluca and Dan, what are your opinions on raiding? How do you raid?
I have honestly, I have never rated anyone over. Uh, it sounds pompous, but 6K because my friend Eldritch Grandpa is 6K.
Oh
So
yeah, Grandpa.
if I'll raid him. But like anybody else in that class, no way. Normally, I don't touch anybody over 1,000 because one, I don't know them, and
Yeah.
two, I don't know them. So the thing about me is like you can do whatever you want with me, but if you're an asshole to my peeps I send in, I got a problem. And if I don't know you, I don't know you. So generally, I raid friends, and the other thing I do is I shill like Rick and Morty. I go on Discords, and other people have like self promote, and I put my stuff there. And I've always figured, well, if I'm doing it, I damn well be following the other people who do it because I'm not special, fuck it. So hey, all those people that do that, I follow you. So yeah, so I will raid them. So it's generally I raid tiny folks because ain't nobody with thousands and thousands of followers putting stuff on anybody else's Discord. No, that just doesn't happen. So if you're asking me if I've ever raided an Iron Mouse or something, no. Hell no. No.
All right, and Toluca, you briefly kind of gave us a rundown on your current rating philosophy, but for the viewers, why don't you discuss it?
I don't raid anymore. I
Yeah.
used to. I used to be an avid raider after every stream. How I did it was if I like the streamer, what they do, if they don't seem like a total D-bag for one thing, but if I like the content they put out, I find them funny or I find them kind. If there's some element that I think is genuine about them, I would raid them. If I like watching them, maybe other people will like watching them too. But I never really did it with anyone who was too big. Like, it wasn't a conscious thing, but if they ever had like hundreds of people, I'm like, well, they probably don't, you can be accused of being a clout chaser and whatnot. So one time I was watching somebody that had, I think, under 70 people in their room. And I had like 3 people in my room besides me, but everybody jumped out before the raid switched over. So it was just me. And one of the person's mods said, "Welcome, Raiders," while Raider, and started to do the laughing guys.
Oh,
And
that's kind of shitty.
yeah, the person who was streaming, her room wasn't going fast enough where she couldn't see it, but she didn't say anything. And so I left and I stopped following that person, and I will not raid people anymore because what they were basically saying was, and I've gotten this before, this wasn't the first time. I've been slightly accused of being a clout chaser before when I raided someone with 50 and it was by the streamer at the time.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus, really?
like you could have just ended your stream and came in by yourself as a viewer, but welcome.
But here's the deal. I mean, I think everybody who raids knows that there's a little raid thing pops up, and if the people aren't interested in going, you can't force them by gunpoint to go.
Right.
Yeah,
So
honestly, that says more about that person than it does about you.
Yeah, you may have a room full of 20 people, and then they go, "I'm not interested. I want to call it a night. It's not you." They may bail.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I mean, we're not corralling these people. They can go do whatever they want.
No.
So fuck them.
Yeah,
fuck
absolutely. Those situations definitely. Like there's a point to be made where some people will use rating to be clout chasers, and fuck that route as well. But it's just no reason. Like if the person just comes in and like it sounds like you didn't even say anything, you just rated and were like, there for the ride, and they just, that's gross. That's just gross.
And see, the next thing is like the one person, like, it was basically accusing me of clout and chasing, and I'm just thinking to myself,
Motherfucker, you got no clout.
Yeah, if I were chasing clout, would I be under 100 viewers? Wouldn't I try to raid somebody like way further up the food chain than that?
Yeah.
Like,
well, you notice that those are the people, like the really big whales, okay, like the Zentreas or the Aethels or anybody out there. They don't say that stuff. They don't yell about clout chasing. It's these sort of
The people that are actually clout chasing are the ones calling other people's clout chasers.
Okay, yes, that you said it. I was trying to make it a little more diplomatic, but
nope.
Yes. The ones that are clout chasing.
Diplomacy failed. Warfare from here on.
Okay, yes, 100%. Those are the people. Those are the absolute people that are doing it. Yes.
Otter rolled a 1 on diplomacy. Never
Yeah,
play.
I really would like. I like rating. I like sharing people I think are funny or whatever with my community, but I will not do it anymore. And the thing is, I tried never to raid when it was just me in there because I can just go and talk to somebody else if I want to after stream. But it's like if I only had 3 people to begin with and like 2 of them are tired and one of them really doesn't want to watch anybody else, like I'm alone in there. So
Hmm.
all of a sudden I'm like, I can't guarantee they're going to stay. And if this is the kind of reaction I get from people, then
Yeah, it definitely
fuck it.
sours you.
Yeah, no, there's no, absolutely right. You don't, there's no guarantee of anything. No,
I mean,
no, 100%. Yes, fuck them. Fuck that. Oh man, I tell you what, there are times I generally do rate, but if I look and I'll ask my chat, and if we don't got anybody, I'll just hey bye because I will not I won't raid the randos. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I've heard too many stories like that one. I'm not fucking doing it. If I don't know you, if I don't have some sort of interaction with you, and you know what, I'm small enough to say I can do that. You know, maybe that's one of the benefits of being tiny because I can take the time and go look to see if this person is somebody I dig or you know I jive with or not. Fine, but yeah, other than that, no, I'm not raiding you. No way.
There were a few people in the VTuber space when I first started 2 years ago where they were like, if you don't have at least 30 people or whatever number it was, don't raid me.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm never coming in. Like,
yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah, yeah.
that was just wild to me. Like, you have to bring a minimum number of people. This,
yeah.
yeah, it's like when
Into
you
my
rent out
club.
an event hall and they're like, you have to have at least 50 people to rent out the space. It's kind of how, yeah, no, thank you, nope.
Yeah, no
yeah.
shit,
So
right?
so so I've been very fortunate that I haven't gotten that reaction when I raid people. Usually it's very pleasant, typically.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I also I'm extremely choosy on who I raid, like painfully so. And usually it just ends up being somebody that I already am friends with, like you two, or um, like for example, Skitch. I know I've rated Skitch a few times. Just people that I know are not going to be assholes. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, and you know, I used to think that was a pretty low bar. Not anymore.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
think that was
The-
a pretty low bar.
Yeah, the bar is getting lower. We need to get James Cameron down on that sub again because it is
It's
sinking.
It's
And you
true.
know, I
It's
treat
true.
all raiders the same when they come in too. Even if it's one person, I'm just like, "Hi, how are you? How was your stream? Thank you so much for stopping by. Like, I'm glad you decided to think of me for fuck's sake." Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a puppy dog on that one because you come through the door, I'm just fucking happy to see you home. Like that's it for me, you know.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's very nice. No, I think that's cool, and it pisses me off that people can't reciprocate. So it's very sad. Fuck them people. Fuck them.
Yeah, no, it's not great. Yeah, hi Beanie. Sorry, the bean has a new favorite thing where she sees my VTuber model or anything that looks like it. In this case, it's just PNG. She likes to try and blow his hat off, but obviously I
That's
yeah.
adorable.
So
That's
that
fucking adorable.
She's so cute.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That is
Aw.
cute.
Beanie, I can't make my hat disappear like this. Sorry,
I
baby.
thought she was trying to get you to say bless you or something.
No, she just she tries to blow off my hat because I was playing with it. She loves watching my VTuber model wave at her and so, I'm sorry, baby, his hat will not go away today. Sorry. Dead life.
It's okay.
And she's like, I'm bored with you now. I have pizza. Anyways, back to rating. Yeah, and it's just there's something gross about the entitlement, right? Like, I've seen a lot of people. Like one person, there was a clip. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't a VTuber. It was a flesh tuber. Still hate that phrase. And like somebody gave them like $5 basically that just donated $5, and they're like, "How dare you donate under $20? What is wrong with you?"
Are
Yeah,
you shitting me?
I
I've
am
seen
not.
that.
Please tell
I've
me
seen
that's a
that.
Yeah,
joke.
see, yeah,
Tell
no,
me that was
no,
a
she
joke.
was
No,
god
she was
awful,
dead serious.
dead
Are you
serious,
serious?
and she launched into this. Oh my goodness, he was so offended he disconnected.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, Dan just had to compose
Ah,
himself.
the driver's on! Ah!
You know how to drive.
I don't know how to drive.
Yes, you do.
Dad, get into
Put
it.
the brake on. Like, you haven't had the person driving just pop out of existence for a while. Come on now.
You're not wrong, but that's because I typically exist in outer space.
Right.
Dan, where'd you go, buddy?
It's fine.
Uh, so I guess this is the Otter and Toluca show now.
Yeah, well, I'll get out the good snacks now that Dan's gone. Like, hold on a sec.
Sweet. Otter
But,
chow.
but yeah, it's just, you're right. The entitlement is just out of the stratosphere with some people. They think they're entitled to your audience and
Yeah.
that you don't have to reciprocate it all. Or, hold on, fearless leader lost power apparently.
Yeah. The driver lost power to the thunderstorm.
Okay, so yeah,
he
so
says
hold
one
on a
second.
sec.
So Toluca and I'll just kind of keep chatting. But yeah, there's a gross level of entitlement to a lot of streamers in general. Um, I don't get it. It's so gross. Like if somebody walked up to you in the street, right, and just like, here's $5, well, you'd be like, okay, thanks, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I'd worry about the connotations of a stranger giving me $5, but if I were in a certain type of situation
well, yeah,
where it was like appropriate, like if I were collecting donations and someone gave me like $5 for like say my local humane society, I would
yeah,
be like,
yeah,
$5 is all you can afford?
yeah.
We're talking 100 here. Like, give me 100 for those animals. Like, you don't do that to people. If they
No.
give you anything, it's nice. I've also seen the one where the person was talking about subscribing, and then she's like, "It's only $5 a month. You can't afford $5."
Yes,
Oh
exactly.
my god!
You remember her
So
story?
gross.
Incredulous. I blew up my computer.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
that was
Are you
timing and a half. Yeah,
Are
we
you
were
shitting me?
we were
I
barely able to
found
keep the
break.
car. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we're
took
good.
both
I
of us to
barely
get
found the break.
the
Thank
RV
God.
going right.
Thank God. I'm back. Oh my god.
See,
That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
yeah,
man.
well, yeah, and
Holy fucking
it's
shit.
gross. It's so gross. Like, and
Yeah, it
they'll
really
like
is, man.
offend. They'll be like if somebody gives them 100 bits, which is like what, $1. They'll be like really? Why did you even waste my time with that? Like, I've seen it. It's so gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And you swear that these people are not like, it's not being a
Hand
joke,
to
'cause
odd.
I've seen-
Hand to odd.
Yeah, it's
Man,
real.
I think listen, for that stuff. I think a banned list must be created, like avoid list, because I don't ever want to encounter any of those people.
Well,
Not in my entire life.
I
So,
just saw a
fuck
clip
them.
of it, and it was like a flesh tuber, so I just kind of like, okay, I don't,
Keep on
I
trucking,
pretty
yeah.
much just watch my buddies who are VTubers. I don't really watch any flesh tubers.
There you go. Okay. Well, isn't there a little flesh tuber in all of us, though?
You know what? I choose not to respond to that because there are so many routes we could take with that phrase.
Yeah, true. But yeah, there is a lot of entitlement being slung with wanting wanting other people's audience, wanting people's money, and it's like you're the thing is, I know we're doing this quote unquote without, I don't want to say without expectation of reciprocation, because people certainly, a good chunk actually do expect your attention, your money, whatever. But like when I started this, I did it because I wanted to share who I was and what I did. I don't even have, personally for me, I don't have donations set up. I don't have subs. I don't have ad revenue. I have nothing. I made it so that I wouldn't get anything.
I know, because I've tried to sub you. I couldn't, and I didn't want to bring it up. I'm like,
no.
There's no button. What the fuck?
No, I'm never gonna have that. All my content is free because, for me, all I did is want to share it. Now, if you have to make money through that, or if you think that this is a cool little hobby, but I need to offset with expenses, whatever your choice is for monetization, God bless ya. I love that idea. If you can get the bag when you're doing something for other people that you like to do, yes, absolutely go for it. But for me, that's not where I was, and I can't imagine somebody saying to me, you know, I you gave me this money or you spent this time with me, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Mind blowing.
Oof.
yeah, it
That's
is so many. And be like, well, now I regret trying to be nice to you.
yeah, no shit, right? Can I get my money back?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
Jesus
consider
Christ.
charging back at that point.
yeah,
I
No
really
absolutely.
shit,
would.
right?
Go,
Fuck
we're gonna
you.
go to Germany
Jesus.
instead. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. We're fucking going to Germany. Fuck you guys.
Because you don't have to like reciprocate, like you don't have to have another streamer like give the money back to you as far as like sub for sub or anything, but you could just not be a jackass.
Well,
That'd
yeah,
be great.
exactly. That's all there is to it. It's like I've always said it. There's only one real commandment, and that commandment is don't be a dick.
Yeah, pretty much. I like. I don't know a lot of flesh tubers, but I know the top ones, so I don't probably think they were one of those.
I couldn't tell you.
No.
It's usually these people that are again the cloud chasers and the fucking ones that are angry that they're not on top and stuff.
Mm.
And there's an old Hollywood saying that I think applies to anything. It's like be kind to the people on your way up because you'll see them on your way down.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Well, see, yeah. There's just a certain level of it just makes me feel gross to think about it. You know what the worst part is though is it makes you jaded to do it again, right? Like, let's say the next time you see a person that actually turns out to be a really decent person, but you're like, do I risk being nice to them because I've been hurt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like
That's
when you
very
donate
human.
for charity too. If you
Mhm.
donate to someone who like needs a car or something and you find out they were fucking lying, they had plenty of money. And then it's like the next time somebody says like I'm going to be evicted, I need money, you're like, "But do you?" And that
yeah,
is such a shitty feeling because you don't want to look at everybody and think you could be lying to me, you could be trying to scam me.
yeah,
But there's been so much of that in the VTuber space and just like being alive in general that
I
you always are a little skeptical of
yes.
someone's claim, no matter if they are in genuine need
yeah,
or
yeah,
they would
exactly.
be grateful for your, support, whatever it is.
I think creative space too, because I find that creative people are generally, I don't know, I'd like to say it from the people I've met, be it photographers or writers or anything else, that I don't know, generally more people, I'd like to think that, and then they're preyed upon. They
Some of us
really
are
are preyed
otters.
upon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I
Uh,
don't know. I just think that places like the creative spaces are rife with the con artists. They really are. Toluca, what is that one? To get on a sidetrack for just a little bit, that one that like they published like they'd ask for a poem, and hey, you won our contest.
Poetry.com.
Yeah, you won our contest. And there's no contest. There's just you're paying to have your poem in a book. There's not you've been scammed. You've
mm,
just
Yeah,
been scammed with
poetry.com was
everybody else.
very, very big in like the 90s and like maybe early 2000s. And
Usually
they would,
predatory. Yes.
yeah, they would make you think that you were one of the few winners. And here they had these anthology books where they would put in as many poems, cram as many poems in tiny font as possible, and sell the books to you for $60 or
Yes.
so
Yes.
because everybody was so excited to be a part of it. They're like, of
Mm,
course, I want a copy of where my work is published in.
mm-hmm.
Of
yeah.
course, that's what I want. And then later on, they'd be like, do you want a mug? We can print out mugs with your stuff on it. Or here's this
Yeah.
plaque. Yeah, dude, they had a whole line of stuff. They even had whole conferences. They would advertise to you and be like, you are one of the finalists. You can go to the conference. Of course, we're not going to pay your way.
You got to pay the whole way.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to pay the entire way. And nothing was curated.
Nope.
I mean, so it was in there with like if you didn't realize it, the minute you got the book, you realized it, and you go, "Oh my god!" Everybody, there's no filter. Everybody's in. Everybody's in.
It was mass mailing and everything. So what
Mhm.
I used to do is when they used to like show like the little things you could get, I used to like cut out the little pictures and be like, wouldn't this be cute having my poem on a mug? And then I'd show everybody the picture of the mock-up they did, and I wouldn't buy the damn mug because we were too poor.
Nice. Epic.
But we
Nice.
did get scammed one time because they said that I had one and it was special, and my mom spent like $200 on a
Oh
plaque
no.
for me, and yeah, and I had that behind my chair because I had a sitting chair where I composed all my poetry, and I had that and a few of the other awards I had won as a teenager on the wall behind me, and when I found out it was a
don't
scam,
know. Yeah, you don't know.
it was heartbreaking, and
Yes.
like I said, we couldn't afford. We were very poor. We lived in a 2-bedroom trailer for 4 people. Like I shared a bedroom with my mom until I was like 21 years old.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
it must
I
have been-
felt so guilty, and that's the thing. Like when you are in a creative space, like a lot of us are artists of a type. Like when we're VTubers, a lot of VTubers do art, or we do music, or we do voice acting, we do writing, something else. We do something else. So when people are giving us the sob story and trying to pitch us, we also know how difficult it is to be artists in a world that doesn't. I don't want to be like one of those in a world that doesn't value us, but like
in a world.
we kind of know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you're not wrong. I mean, you're not.
Yeah,
wrong.
in a world where like
You're not
people
wrong.
want to use AI to get everything for free yesterday, whether it be a novel or whether it be a drawing of a duck on an ocean with a spaceship, whatever it is, they don't really want to pay for it.
That was an
And
oddly specific prompt, Toluca.
you're welcome. So, but they don't want to pay for it. So when people are telling us like I have a hard time paying rent and I'm a struggling artist, like a lot of us at least can somewhat relate to that. And that's where they get you too, because it isn't just the sob story, it isn't just the praise. It's also we are in at least adjacent boats on the same ocean.
It's kind of a shitty
Yes.
ocean too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You are right. Yeah, and it's sad. It's 100% sad. It's fucked up, but it's true. It happens. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't. But yeah, man, you got yeah. So I think this whole episode should be this is a how to catch a predator episode. I think
Oh, hold on. There's a show, Dan. There's a show. How to catch a VTuber predator.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Featuring Dan Hansen.
How to spot a scammer? How to
How to spot a scammer? There you go.
No. The entire stream is just you taking advantage, like you full going along with them, knowing they're a scammer, and then at the end he's like, by the way, you've been damned, and I'm not gonna buy your shit. And the SWAT team is on their way to your location right now.
Take your $50 back to Germany.
Das Vidanya, motherfucker. Wait, is that German or is that Russian? That might be Russian.
That's Russian.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
Auf Wiedersehen.
That's right. Auf Wiedersehen.
You know, the worst part is my mother was born in Germany. I should know some German.
I took 3 years of German in high school. You're welcome. That was my whole Auf Wiedersehen. That's the whole thing. No, I'm kidding.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, I think we should wrap up here pretty soon.
Yeah. We are closing in on an hour, even with my shenanigans earlier. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up there, folks. Remember to be safe in driving an RV and being a VTuber and just being a person out there. Being safe, being smart, and just look for the signs. Always follow the signs. Until next time, everybody, this has been the Radically VTubular podcast with Dan Tansky, Monster Hunter.
Hey, bye, everybody. We're still going west.
We're still going west. Toluca Turtle.
Okay, take care, everyone.
And myself, Oddter VT. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you out on the road. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.